Dear students, good evening all. Good evening. Today we'll have a discussion on the questions which are related to averages. Averages is a very simple topic. Again, it is going to be a chapter which is related to division. So because the name itself is indicating averages. What is the formula for average? Average is given as sum of the terms divided by number of the terms. Average will be given as sum of the terms divided by number of the terms. So you can use the same formula in order to find out the average. So average is given with the formula. Average is given with the formula. Sum of n terms divided by number of terms. So that is nothing but n. Sum of n terms divided by number of the terms. This will give the average. So if you want to find out the average of any particular data set or any particular data, you can use this formula. Again, you can observe here we are just doing the basic division. So that's the reason you can just understand average is a chapter of arithmetic where the operation involved in the entire chapter is going to be division. Operation involved in the entire chapter is going to be division. Operation involved in the entire chapter is going to be division. That's one thing which you can just remember. And how we are going to see the questions of averages. The first model question, I just taken some sample questions. What is average of first 10 natural, even natural numbers? Find the average of first 20 consecutive odd natural numbers, average of first 21 numbers, sum of first 50 numbers, sum of first 25 numbers. So like that, we have some standard questions which are related to averages. How to deal with those questions and how can we tackle those questions, we'll try to understand. So let me give an introduction part which is related to averages first of all. So let me start the discussion. Let me start the discussion which is related to averages. So basically, averages questions. So finding average is nothing but we can find out average just by doing sum of the terms by number of the terms, sum of the terms by number of the terms. So averages questions are broadly given in two forms, two forms. So what are the two forms which you are going to see is averages question will be given either in the form of a numbers or in the form of a words. So mostly these two patterns we are going to see. A number data set will be given and they'll be expecting us to find out the average, or otherwise you will have a narration of the story and they will ask us to find out the average. These are the broad two types of questions which we can see under averages. How number based questions are given is this you are very familiar with. So they will expect us to find out the average. There is a data set like 5, 6. There is a data set which is given as 5, 6, 9, 7, 3. What is the average of this particular data? So by giving a data set, that means where directly numbers are projected and they are expecting us to find out the average of that particular thing. And we very well know how to find out the average. Average is nothing but sum of the terms by number of the terms. When you see any question like this, we can say 5 plus 6 plus 9 plus 7 plus 3. Sum of the terms divided by number of the terms will give you your average. So sum of these terms is going to be 30. 30 divided by 5 is giving a result as 6. We can say average is going to be 60. So like that we can find out the average of the number. Like that we can find out the average of the number. So whenever you are trying to find out the average, you can use a formula as sum of the terms divided by number of the terms. So there is another some tricks are there where we are solving with the numbers based on the patterns of numbers. We'll have a discussion on that soon. And similarly, you can also see the questions of averages, where averages questions are projected in the form of numbers. And repeatedly, I have seen these type of questions in AMCAT and Capgemini and Tech Mahindra and the different kinds of competitive exams. Like how the word questions are given is, the question is projected as like this. The average average age of 29 students, average age of 29 students, 29 students is 30 years. If teacher age is included, teacher age is included, then the included questions of averages when data set is given. When data set is given, you can perform the average calculation. See, for example, if you have any data set as like this, any data set is available like this. So data set means, for example, you have a data set that is given as 3, 4, 7, 5, 3, 4, 7, 9, 1, 6. So what is the average of this data set is a question. How can we find out the average? Sum of the terms by number of the terms, right? So we can find out the average just by adding these numbers like 3 plus 4 plus 7 plus 9 plus 1 plus 6 divided by total number of terms. How many terms are there? 6 terms are there. So what is the sum of these terms now? This is 10, this is 10, this is 10. 30 divided by 6 is giving a result as 5. We can say average is going to be 5 here. We can say average is going to be 5. We can say average is going to be 5 here. So that's how we can find out the average. That's how we can find out the average. Similarly, so here this is called a random data set. So there are the 3 patterns which are possible. So one is a random data set. Random data set means there is no relation. Directly you can able to see the data set. Random data set. For random data set, directly you can use the general formula. But doing that kind of calculation for all other numbers is going to be little time consuming. For example, the second pattern, so instead of random data set, so let's assume that consecutive data set. So consecutive data set is available. How to find out the average of those numbers? So consecutive data set means, for example, let's assume that I have a numbers which are projected as like this. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What is the average of these numbers is the question. So how to find out average? As we discussed, we can go with 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10 divided by number of terms, which is going to be 5. So this is nothing but 10 plus 10 plus 10. This is going to be 30. 30 by 5 is giving a result as 6. So we can say average is going to be 6 here. We can say average is going to be 6 here. So average of the terms will be given as 6. Average of the terms will be given as 6. So, but instead of solving like this, we can also solve the question by using the other method. So what is the other method which we can use in solving this question if you can observe? The other method of solving the question is whenever we are dealing with consecutive data set. Consecutive data set means the data set which is having consecutive data set means the data set which is having a constant difference. Consecutive data set means the data set which is having constant difference. Constant difference means in simple words we can say the data set which is in arithmetic progression will be treated as a consecutive data set. See, for example, I have a data set as 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So you can observe the difference is 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. So it is maintaining a constant difference of 2. Because it is maintaining a constant difference of 2, we can call this data set as a consecutive data set. What is the advantage of dealing with the consecutive data set is whenever you are dealing with the consecutive data set, if you want to find out the average, you don't need to find out the average by solving the entire thing. You can simply pick the middle term in order to find out the average of the consecutive data set. So what I'm trying to do here is here if you want to find out the average, this is a normal method one of solvation of the question. Because we realize that this is a consecutive data set, directly pick the middle term. Directly pick the middle term. So if you pick the middle term itself will indicate average. Middle term itself will indicate average. Average is given as middle term. Average is given as middle term. Average is given as middle term. So the middle term here is going to be 6. We can say average of this particular data set, average of this particular data set will be equal to 6. So middle term or otherwise we can also find out the average by using the other formula as going to be first term plus last term by 2. So that means first term is going to be 2, last term is going to be 10. So we can say 2 plus 10 divided by 2 will give the average. That's nothing but 12 by 2 is going to be 6. That will indicate the average of the data set. 12 by 2 that is going to be 6. That will indicate the average of the data set. That will indicate the average of the data set. Okay. So that means consecutive data set means remember only the thing. Consecutive data set means the numbers which are maintaining constant difference. Numbers which are maintaining constant difference. So numbers which are maintaining constant difference will be treated as a consecutive data set. So if you observe the next question which is available on the screen, for example, if you have any data which is projected as like this, you have any data which is projected as like this. Let's assume that you have a question which is given as 4, 7, 10, 13, 16. What is the average of this data set? What is the average of this data set? You can just observe the middle term. So you can just observe the middle term. Middle term is going to be 10. That will indicate average. So even if you have any terms, why? Because the difference is 3 here, difference is 3 here, 3 here, 3 here. So for example, next term is 19. So again, the difference is 3. So when you have even number of terms, that means, for example, if they are expecting us to find out the average of this particular data set, average of this particular data set, then what we can do, so average of this particular data set, if you want to find out, average of this particular data set, if you want to find out. So what we can do is, we can just observe, we cannot pick the middle number here, but we can able to see there are two middle numbers available. That time what we can do, sum of these two divided by 2, that means 23 by 2. Or otherwise, as usually you can use first term plus last term by 2, that is nothing but 4 plus 19 by 2, same 23 by 2. So remember, whenever we are dealing with the consecutive data set, average is simply given with a formula as middle term, or otherwise middle term means exactly middle term, or otherwise you can use a formula as first term plus last term divided by 2. First term plus last term divided by 2. That will gives the average of the data set. That will give the average of the data set. Middle term, or otherwise we can say first term plus last term divided by 2. First term plus last term divided by 2. So coming to the next point. So some average is given with a formula as sum of the terms by number of the terms. So we can use sum of the terms, you can find out just by doing average into number of the terms. Remember this formula and as well as this formula. We'll try to look at the first three questions which we have taken in the previous. So, and before we are proceeding with that, can you tell me what is natural numbers? Natural numbers are nothing but the numbers which will start with 1, 2, 3. We can start counting with 1, 2, 3. All those are natural numbers till infinity. So if you say any statement as even natural numbers, so what is meant by even natural numbers? Even natural numbers are nothing but 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on. So if you say any statement as odd natural numbers, whole numbers means we'll have 0. Odd natural numbers means we can say 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on. So this is a basic information which I am trying to project here. Let's start discussing some questions which are related to averages. So look at the first question which we have taken in the previous so that you will get a clarity. So please observe the question number 1 which is available on the screen. Find the average of first 10 even natural numbers. Please observe the question. I am looking for your response, my dear. You can do respond for the question. Very simple question. Average of first 10 even natural numbers. So what is that even natural number? 2. Next one, 4, 6. Like this, 10 natural numbers again. The first one is 2. So what is the 10th one? It is going to be 20. Very simple. So this is what our data set is. So first 10 even natural numbers are there. What is average of it is the question. Average is given as first term plus last term divided by 2. That means here we can say average will be given as 2 plus 20 divided by 2. That's nothing but 22 divided by 2. That's nothing but 11. So we can say average will be given as 11. Average will be given as 11. We can say answer choice is going to be 11 here. We can say answer choice is going to be 11 here. So first 10 even natural numbers average they are asking. The first even number is 2, second one is 4. Similarly, third one is 6, fourth one is 8. It's simply getting double. 10th one will be double of 10, that is 20. So average is given as first plus last term by 2. So directly we can say 2 plus 20, that is nothing but 22 by 2. Mark your answer as 11. So look at the second question available on the screen. Look at the second question available on the screen. So second question is find the average of first 20 consecutive odd natural numbers. So consecutive odd natural numbers means like 1, 3, 5, and so on till 20 terms are there. So 28th term will be 19. So what is the average of these numbers is the question. First term plus last term by 2. That will give the average. That's nothing but 1 plus 19 by 2. We can mark the answer choice as 10. We can mark the answer choice as 10. Look at the question number 3. So what is the average of first 21 natural numbers? So first 21 natural numbers means first natural number is 1, 2, 3, and so on till 21 numbers are there. What is the average of these numbers? We can say first plus last by 2. 1 plus 21, that is 22 by 2. You can mark the answer choices there. You can mark the answer choices here. So that's how we can find out the questions which are related to averages. And the last two questions is talking about sum of the terms. So whenever we are dealing with the sum of the terms, how can we deal with the sum of the terms? I'll tell you. I'll explain this question later. So sum of the terms is basically given as average into number of the terms. First 50 natural numbers, number of terms are directly 50. So they are asking sum of the terms, sum of the given as average into number of the terms. Here we learned a concept how to find out average. You can use that concept as first term plus last term by 2 and make your answer. So for sum of first 50 natural numbers like 1, 2, 3 and so on till 50. What is average will be given as 1 plus 50, 51 by 2. So we can say answer choice is going to be 50 into 51 by 2. This you can further check. The last one is also same, similar. Sum of the terms is required. We can use the same formula average into number of the terms and proceed with the sums just for the practice. So look at the next question which is available on the screen. So their question here is average of first 100 natural numbers. First 100 natural numbers means natural numbers will start with 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on till 100 will be there. So all these are the natural numbers. What is the average of these numbers is the question. So average will be given as first term plus last term divided by 2. It is going to be 101 divided by 2. So 2 5s are and is going to be 250.5 will use your average. That's nothing but option B and mark it as answer. Look at the next question available on the screen. Average of first 50 even natural numbers is a question. So first 50 even natural numbers means first even natural number is 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. 50 terms are there. The first term is 2, second term is 4. It's keep doubling. 50th term will be what? 50th term will be equal to 100. So what is average of these numbers is the question. First term plus last term divided by 2. That's nothing but 102 divided by 2. That's nothing but 51, which is available as option C. Look at the next question available on the screen. So you can observe the question, average of first 15 multiples of 7. What is average of first 15 multiples of 7? First multiple is going to be 7, second one 7 2s are 14, 7 3s are 21. So like that 7 into 15. So what is 15 into 7? It is giving a result as 105. So average of all these numbers they are asking. Average of all these numbers they are asking. So average will be given as first term plus last term by 2. Average will be given as first term plus last term by 2. We can use that formula in making the answer choice. So here 15 into 7, 15 into 7 is giving a result as 105. First term is 7, last term is 105. So first plus last by 2 will give your answer. So this plus this by 2, that is nothing but 112 divided by 2 will give your answer. That's nothing but 56. Or otherwise, you can also think there are 15 terms are available. So in the 15 terms, 7 terms here, 7 terms here. 8th term is going to be the middle term. 7 8s are 56. That's average. Available as option A, mark it as answer. Look at the next question available on the screen. Sum of first 25 odd numbers. First 25 odd numbers means first term is 1, second term is 3, third term is 5, next term is 7, 9, and so on. Like that 25 odd terms are there. What is the average of those numbers? What is the sum of those numbers is the question. So sum of the terms is given as average into number of the terms. So number of the terms is anyways 25. We just need to find out the average so that you can find out the sum of the terms. So how can we find out the average? 25 odd terms are there. 25 odd terms are there. So the first term is going to be 1, second term is going to be 3. So 25th term will be equal to 49. So what is the average of these numbers? 1 plus 49. So that is nothing but first term plus last term divided by 2. 1 plus 49, it is going to be 50. 50 by 2 is going to be 25. So 25 indicates the average. So 25 into 25, 25 times 25 is going to be 625, available as option D, mark it as answer. Next question. A very simple question and a repeated question from Capgemini, Math, and other kind of other placement papers. Average of 5 observations: x plus 1, x plus 3, x plus 5, x plus 7, x plus 9. So average of these 5 observations is going to be 30. What is the mean of last 3 observations? Very good question. So average of 5 observations. You can just observe one point here. The difference between the elements x plus 1, x plus 3. The difference is 2 here, difference is 2 here, difference is 2 here, difference is 2 here. So that means indirectly the given data set, even the variable is involved there, but the given data set is a consecutive data set. What is the average of this? Middle term is average. Average is nothing but middle term, right? So average of these numbers is x plus 5. That x plus 5 value is given as 30. They are expecting us to find out the average of last 3 observations. So last 3 observations are nothing but this. These are the last 3 observations. So what is the average of these numbers? This is going to be the average of these numbers. That is x plus 7. So x plus 5 is 30. What is x plus 7? That is going to be 32, which is available as option A. You can mark it as answer. Which is available as option A. You can mark it as answer. Look at the next question, like problems of averages where the elements are very close. So that means in the previous, we just had a discussion where we are trying to find out the questions which are related to averages where the data set is a consecutive data set. Consecutive data set means the data set is going to be following a pattern. Data set is going to follow a pattern. So now if you see any data set where the data set is nearest to some integer, then how can we deal with the average? So I'm just projecting a very simple question. What is the average of 99, 97, 101, 104, 105? These are the terms. So my dear students, don't always pick average is nothing but middle term. So this is a wrong way of thinking. Average is middle term, I am sure, if and only if that is a consecutive data set. What is consecutive data set? Consecutive data set means maintain the constant difference. 99 difference is 2 less. Again, the difference is going to be 4 more. Again, difference is 3 more and 1 more. It's irregular pattern. This irregular pattern never be treated as a consecutive. No matter whatever the difference, it should be following a pattern. Difference should be constant. So then we can call it as a consecutive data set. If it is not like that, we cannot call it as a consecutive data set. We cannot call it as a consecutive data set. So now if you can observe, what is the average of these numbers? So how can we solve this question? 99 plus 97 plus 101, 101 plus 104 plus 105, 104 plus 105. So sum of all these terms divided by number of the terms will give you your answer. Sum of all these terms divided by number of the terms will give you your answer. That means, so doing that calculation will take a lot of time from our end. So instead of solving like that, we can also use another trick which can make the answer choice faster. What is the other trick which we can use in solving the question? We'll try to understand. Hello. Hmm. So let me take a very simple example here. 36. I'm just taking a random example where we are trying to find out the average of the numbers. So I'm trying to give an idea how can we find out the average of the numbers where the numbers are nearest to some integer. So I'm trying to find out average of the numbers, where numbers are close to any integer. Close to any integer. So we'll take one example so that you will get a clarity. Close to any integer. We'll take one example so that you will get a clarity. So for example, 43, 43, 44, 49, 51, 39, 41, something like this. We have a data set where you have to find out the average of this data set. So how can we find out average of this data set? One is we can use a conventional approach as sum of the terms by number of the terms. So total we are able to see 7. Total we are able to see 6 terms here. So we can say 43 plus 44 plus 49 plus 51 plus 39 plus 41. Sum of the terms is going to be 267 divided by total number of terms. How many terms are there? 6 terms are there. So that will give us answer that is going to be 44.5. 44.5. But doing like this is consuming lot of time from our end. That's the reason we can also solve the same thing by using the other strategy. What is the other strategy which we can use is, see, once you have a numbers, all these numbers are close to some integer. Like we have a number 43, 44, 49, 51, 39, 41. So what you can do is, when you see the numbers like this, you can just use one simple strategy. What is the strategy? Is just assign some number for it. So anyways, this is I have done by using the calculator, let's assume. So you can just observe, you can just observe, you can just observe. Take one assigned number and proceed with the solution. Take assigned number and proceed with the solution. So assign the number and proceed with the solution. 41 is a minimum number, 39 is a minimum number, and the maximum number which you are able to see is 51. You can take any number in between these. So I am just assuming some number. Let's assume that my average is 44. Let's assume this is my assigned number. I'm assuming that average is going to be 44. If you observe the first number, it is 43. 43, if you observe the average which you have assumed is 44 and the given number is 43, it is going to be one lesser than the given number. 44 is nothing less 0. 49 is going to be 5 more than 44. 51 is going to be 6 more than. 51 is going to be 7 more than. 7 more than the given number. 39. 39 is how much less? 39 is going to be 5 less, 5 less, and 41 is going to be 3 less. 41 is going to be 3 less than the 40. So instead of finding the average of these numbers, what I do is I want to find out the average of these numbers. Anyways, plus 5 and minus 5 will be gets cancelled. So minus 1 minus this minus 3. So it is giving a result as plus 3, plus 3. And how many terms are there? We are able to see 6 terms. 3 by 6 is giving a result as 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is nothing but 0.5. So 0.5 you can add it to assigned number. That is nothing but 44.5. That will give the average. That's nothing but 44.5. That will give the average. So we have done nothing. We are just assuming some number. You can assume any number. You can assume any number and you can get the same answer. That means here I am assuming this number. You can assume any other number and you can also get the same answer. So just check with the calculator whether you are getting the same result or not. So these are the numbers which we have taken in the previous. The same numbers I am assuming again. So let's assume 45 is my assigned number. So I'm just trying to tell you, you will get an average by assuming any number. So by assigning any number. So 45 I'm trying to assign here. So if I assign 45 here, if I assign 45 here, so you can just observe. This number 43 is going to be 2 less, 44 is going to be 1 less, 49 is going to be 4 more, 51 is going to be 6 more, 39 is going to be 6 less, 41 is going to be 4 less. So this and this will be cancelled, this and this will be cancelled. We are having minus 3 by 6. That's nothing but minus 1 by 2. That's nothing but minus 0.5. We assumed 45 minus 0.5. 45 minus 0.5 will be 44.5. Mark it as average. Mark it as average. Like that we can solve when we have a numbers which are close to some integer. The same logic you can apply here in order to solve the question. This is one conventional method. Taking this, solving the question using this conventional method is fine. So you can use calculator and solve the question. Or otherwise, you can also apply the other logic in solving the question. So what is the other logic which we can apply? So 99, 97, 101 and 104 and 105 are the numbers which are available. So I'm trying to use the other trick in solving the question. What is the other trick which we can use in solving the question? You can just try to understand. So the given numbers is 99, 97, 101, 104 and 105. 101, 104 and 105. So what is the average of these numbers means? We can use sum of the terms by number of the terms. We can find out 99 plus 97 plus 101 plus 104 plus 105. This is sum of the terms. So that is giving a result as 10, 21, 21 and 26. So here it is 18 plus 2, it's going to be 20 and here it is going to be 506. Sum of the terms is 506 and we are able to see 5 terms here divided by 5. So 101.5 is going. 5 ones are 5 zeros, 5 ones are we left with 10, 101.2 will give you an answer. But doing like this is consuming a lot of time. That's the reason we can use the other approach. That's nothing but using the assigned number concept. So what is the lowest number which we can able to see? 97. What is the highest number? 105. 97 is the lowest number. 105 is the highest number. You can assign any number which is lies between the lowest and highest extremes. because average is always lies between lowest and highest extremes. So here the lowest number is 97 and highest number is 105. So we can just assign some number here. I'm just assuming the number as 100. This is my assigned number. 99 is going to be 1 less than 100. 93 is 3 less than 100. 101 is 1 more than 100. 104 is 4 more than 100. 105 is 5 more than 100. So this and this will be gets cancelled. We are able to see minus 3 plus 9, that is going to be plus 6 divided by how many terms? 5 terms are available. This is giving a result as 1.2. 1.2. Added to the given assigned number, 101.2 will be your answer. 101.2 will be your answer. So this is the one approach which we can use in solving question. I hope you are able to get the clarity, my dear students. If you are able to get some clarity, let's take one more question. Try to solve the question. You can take any number. Actually, you can assign any number and proceed with the solution. Nice, very good. Good response from my students. Okay. Please observe this question. Tell me what is the answer. Use the trick which I have discussed. Nice, good response from the students. 131, 137, 139. So using the conventional approach is taking some time. So that's the reason I'm using a simple trick in making the answer. So these are the numbers which are available. These are the numbers which are available. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find out average here. I'm assuming my number is going to be 137. So 131 is going to be how much less? It is going to be 6 less. 137 is nothing less. 139 is 2 more. 136, it's 5 less. 135, it's going to be 2 less. 142, it's going to be 5 more. 143 is 6 more. So if you observe, what is the average of these numbers? Sum will be this and this will be cancelled, this and this will be cancelled, this and this will be cancelled. So sum is 0. Previous assigned average is 137. 137 plus 0 is 137. Available as option C. Mark it as answer. Look at the next question available on the screen. So here also similar question: a minus 12, b minus 8, c minus 9, c minus 9, d minus 13, and e minus 8. What is the average of these numbers is the question. So you can just observe these numbers. I'm writing this as a minus 10. Actually, a minus 12 is there. 2 I'm sending to the second number. So then b minus 8, I'm writing it as b minus 10. I'm taking one borrow here. C minus 9 is there. I'm taking C minus 10. Then it is D minus 12. 2 I'm sending here. I'm writing D minus 10 and otherwise, and other number is E minus 10. So A minus 10, B minus 10, C minus 10, D minus 10, E minus 10. Actually, he said that A, B, C, D, E average is X. Then what is the average of these numbers? It is going to be X minus 10, available as option B. You can mark it as answer. Which is available as option B. You can mark it as answer. So what is the effect of average by changing the nature of the data set? You can just observe. So the average of 25 observations is 34. Each observation is increased by 5. So average of 25 observations is 34. If each observation is increased by 5, what is the new average is the question. So what we can do is average, if each number is increased by 1, average will be increased by 1. So the same logic I'm using here. Average of 25 observations is 34. So the question here is, if each observation is increased by 5, then the average, new average will also be increased by 5. So 34 plus 5, the new resultant is going to be 39, which is available as option C for us. Look at the next question. Similar question, average of 45 observations is 121. If each observation is decreased by 10, what is the new average? 121 minus 10, that is going to be 111, available as option B. So increased or decreased, even sometimes it's maybe multiplied. So question may be like this. Average of 75 observations are there. Average of 75 observations are there. So that is going to be 12. So if each observation is multiplied by 4, what is the new average is the question. If each observation is multiplied by 4 means new average is also multiplied by 4. It's going to be 12 into 4, that's going to be 48, available as option C plus. You can just observe average of 20 numbers is calculated as 35. Average of 20 numbers is calculated as 35. If each number is increased by 1, new average is also increased by 1, mark it as 36. We'll move on to the next type of question. So simple question, average of 7 consecutive odd numbers is 43. So if you take 7 numbers like this, average of these numbers is 43. What is average? Average is nothing but middle term. So middle term is going to be 43. Average of 7 numbers is going to be 43, means we can say middle term is going to be 43. So find the difference between the first 3 terms and last 3 terms is a question. Difference between average of first 3 terms and average of last 3 terms. So what is average of first 3 terms? This is average of first 3 terms. This is average of last 3 terms. So by observing this number, so because these are average of consecutive odd numbers, this is 43 means what will be this? This will be 41, and what will be this? This will be 39. And similarly, if you observe this number, this will be 45 and this will be 47. So here they are asking us to find out the difference between these two. 39 to 47, what is the difference is the question. It's going to be 8. You can mark the answer as option C. You can mark the answer as option C. Look at the next question. Average of 12 consecutive even numbers is 145. 12 numbers are available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So what is the middle terms? 6 and 7. Sixth term and seventh term are going to be the middle terms. So average of these numbers is 145. That means middle of middle number is 145. So then this number is 144. This number is 146. Find out the average of last six even numbers is a question. So last six even numbers means this is 144. This is 146. This will be 148. This will be 150. This will be 152. This will be 154. This will be 156. What is the average of this last three terms is a question. So last six terms is a question. Last six terms are going to be this. Average of these numbers is 151. Middle number between 150 to 152. That's going to be 151. Mark it as answer. Similarly, you can also see the questions which are related to cumulative average. So what is cumulative average formula is whenever you see any question which is related to cumulative average. So cumulative average is nothing but when we see two groups, we can apply to cumulative average. So that means whenever we have cumulative average, two groups are involved, A1, N1, A1, N1 plus A2, N2, A1, N1 plus A2, N2 divided by N1 plus N. A1 N1 plus A2 N2 divided by N1 plus N2 will indicate a cumulative average. Will indicate a cumulative average. So how we are getting this formula? So if you see any numbers which are projected as like this, say for example, the question is talking about what is the average of these numbers. Average of 20, 20, 30, 30, 30. Can you tell me what is the average of these numbers, my dear? What is the average of these numbers? So what is the average of these numbers means we can say 20 plus 20 plus 30 plus 30 plus 30, 30 plus 30 plus 30 divided by total number of terms. How many terms are there? 5 terms. This is one way of finding the average. Or otherwise, you can just observe 20 is coming for how many times? 2 times. So we can also write it as 2 times 20 and 30 is coming for 3 times. 3 times 30 divided by 2 plus 3 divided by 2 plus 3. And that's what I have just mentioned. Whenever we have any group, see 20 is coming for 2 times. I'm writing like this. And this is what I'm taking it as A1 N1 plus A2 N2 divided by A2 N2 divided by N1 plus N divided by N1 plus N. This is what the cumulative average formula which we can use. So that means the same data in a classroom, two boys are having the average score as 20, three girls are having average score as 30. What is the cumulative average of the entire classroom? You can say A1 N1 plus A2 N2 divided by N1 plus N2, the same logic you can use. So when you see the words, you can just observe and proceed like this. So, and what are the type of questions which we are going to see on cumulative average list? So one type of question is giving A1 and N1 and A2 and N2, and they are expecting us to find out overall cumulative average, that is A value. So that is one question which we can able to see. So A1 value and A2 value and N1 value and N2 values are given. N2 values are given. They will ask us to find out A value. Ask us to find out A value. This is one question which we can able to see. So the other question which you can able to see, the other question which you are able to see is A value is given, A1 value is given, N1 value is given, N2 value is given. They will ask us to find out A2 value. Similarly, the other question which we can expect is A1 value is A value is given, A2 value is given, N1 value is given, N2 value is given. So they will ask us to find out A1 value. So these are the possible questions which we can able to see from the cumulative average. So all those things you can just substitute and proceed with the solvation, or otherwise you can use a sum concept and you can proceed with the solution. Anything is fine. See, especially when you are trying to find out the cumulative average first type, it will be easy. When you are solving the second type and third type, we can use some other simple shortcuts to make the answer choices. Let's have a glance on the questions which are related to that. Look at the first question available on the screen. Very simple question. So average weight of group of 5 friends is 65. So there are 5 friends are available. The average weight is 65 kgs. If Hari, whose weight is 68 kgs, Hari, whose weight is 68 kgs, joins with them, what is the new average weight of the group? What is the new average weight of the group? So you can solve the question as like this. So 5 friends are available. 5 friends are available. So their average is 65 kgs. 5 friends are available. Their average is 65 kgs. Their average is given as 65 kgs. If new friends whose weight is 68 kgs joins with them, what is the new cumulative average is the question. New cumulative average is the question. So then what I'm trying to do here is, so just observe 5 friends weight is 65. So what is the formula for sum of the terms? Sum of the terms is nothing but average into number of the terms. Sum of the terms is nothing but average into number of the terms. So or otherwise I can use the cumulative average formula. So what is the cumulative average formula? So A1 N1 plus A2 N2 divided by N1 plus N. A1 N1 plus A2 N2 divided by N1 plus N. So I'm directly applying this cumulative average formula in solving the question. So cumulative average is nothing but, so 65 friends, sorry, 5 friends are available. Their average is 65. 5 friends are available, average is 65. And Mr. Hari, there is only one person whose weight is 68. Is joins them, what is the new average is the question. Is joins them, what is the new average is the question. So 5 into 65 plus 1 into 68 divided by 5 plus 1, 6. Divided by 5 plus 1, 6. That will give some new cumulative average. Five fives are 25, 6 fives are 30, 30 plus 2 plus 68 divided by 6. This you can further simplify. This you can further simplify. So that's nothing but we can say 65 into 5 is giving 65 into 5 is giving a result as 325 plus 68 is 393. When we divide with 6, what is the resultant? It is going to be 393 divided by 6, giving a result as 65.5. This is one approach. This is one approach. So what is the other approach? The other approach is going to be, look can just observe. You can just observe. So the average weight of 5 friends is 65. 65 into 5 will indicate the total value. If Hari, whose weight is going to be 60, so I'm just taking the new sum of these students is 390. Number of students is given as 6. 393 divided by 6 will use your answer, that is 65.5. This is one approach, or otherwise we can also use a very simple trick in solving the question. What is the trick is, there are 5 friends are available whose average is 65 kgs. So that means we can assume that each and every person is having a weight of 65 kgs. New person is joined whose weight is 68 kgs. See, if you assume the new person is also having 65 kgs as a weight, then the new average will be 65. But the new person is having the weight of 68. New person is having the weight of 68. So weight of 68 means it is going to be 3 more than the actual average. This extra 3 need to be distributed among all the 6 members. That will give a result as 0.5 extra. So 65 plus 0.5 new cumulative average is going to be 65.5, available as option C. Available as option C. I'm repeating it again. There are 5 friends are available. Average is 65. The new friend is having 68 kg joins. If new friend is also having 65 kgs as a weight, then the average will be standing at 65 only. But the new friend is having 3 kgs extra. That 3 kgs extra need to be distributed among all the 5 members. This is going to be 0.5. 65 plus 0.5, mark it as 65.5. Look at the next question available on the screen. Average score of the batsman in the last 16 innings is 36 runs. The 17th innings, he scored 70 runs. Find the new average. So one match, in the 17th innings, if he scored 36 runs, there is no change in the average. It will be 36 runs. But in the 17th innings, he scored 70 runs. That means how much more he scored than the average? 34 more than the average. This extra 34 need to be distributed among all the 17 matches. So mark your average as 38. Look at the next question. Little reverse question. The average score of the batsman in the last 16 innings, the average score is going to be 40 runs. The average score of the batsman in the 17th innings is going to be 42 runs. So find the runs made by him in the 17th innings. So it's a little, see, previous question also, this question, if you want to apply cumulative average formula, how you will apply? 16 innings, 36 runs. 17th innings is nothing but one match, that is going to be 70 divided by 70. This is cumulative average, right? Instead of that, if you want to use a simple shortcut, so 16 innings, his score is 36. 17th innings, he scored 70. That means he scored 34 more than this. 34 divided by 70, average is going to be increased by mark it as 38. Here also, 16 innings, average score is 40 runs. The average score of the batsman in the last 17 innings is 42 runs. What is the runs made by him in the 17th innings? So 16 innings, 40 runs. So I can say sum of the scores made by him is going to be 16 into 40 because average into number of runs. So we can say 6 4 are 24 and it is giving us 640. The average score of the batsman after 17 innings is going to be 42. That means we can able to get the sum of the runs made by him. So what is the sum? Average into number of runs. So 17 into 4, it is going to be 34 and 17 into 2 is giving a result which is equal to 34. So, and 17 into 4 is giving a result of 68, 68 plus 3. So, this is indicating the sum. So, basically what is required for us is we just need to find out the score made by him in the 17th inning. That means what I am trying to do is all 17 innings runs I am trying to take, all 16 innings runs I am trying to take. I am just trying to find out the difference of it. So the difference of it will indicate the 17 innings score. So the difference of it is going to be 74. That is going to tell the 17th innings score. This is one approach, finding the difference of the summation. Or otherwise, we can just observe 16 innings, his score is 40. After 17th innings, his score is going to be 42. That means the average score is increased by 2. One match out of 17 matches has made a net increase as 2. 17 into 2 is 34. Added to the previous average, mark your answer as 74. This is the other way where you can make the answer choice faster. So that's how you can able to see the questions which are related to this. So remaining I'm giving it for practice purpose. So let's take one more question. Average of 29 students in the class is 20 years. You can use conventional approach or otherwise anything. If teacher age is included, then the new average is 20.2 years. What is the age of the teacher? So one approach is you can just observe 29 into 20 will indicate the sum. 29 into 20 will indicate the sum of the ages of all the candidates. That is equal to 580. If teacher is included, 30 members will be there. 30 into 20.2 will indicate the sum of the ages. But only the thing is, here when we are solving the question, so you just need to understand there will be 26 is the increase, that's a teacher age. Calculation part is involved. So to avoid that, we can use the trick. What is the trick? 29 students, average is 20 years. 30, including the teacher, now 30 members, average is 20. One member out of 30 members has made a net increase of 0.2. 30 into 0.2 is 6. Added to the previous average called 20. Mark your answer as 26. Mark your answer as 26. You can take the answer as option. So that's how we can able to see the questions which are related to averages. That's how we can able to see the questions which are related to averages. So remaining, I'm just giving for the practice purpose. You can do the practice. So let's take one more. So average of a batsman after 25 innings is going to be 50 runs. After 30 innings, the average is going to be 54 runs. So find out the average score of the batsman in the last 5 innings. So 25 to 30, there are 5 matches. 5 matches out of 30 matches made a net increase of 4. 5 by 30 is nothing but 1 by 6. 1 by 6 has made a net increase as 4. 6 into 4, 24. Added to the previous average called 50. 74 is the average score of the batsman in the last 5 innings. So if they are asking what is the problems on cumulative average, so those are given as like this. So all I have mentioned in the previous. So cumulative average, direct question. 25 boys, average is 45. Remaining 15 boys, average is 33. What is the average of all the boys? 25 boys, average is 45. 25 into 45 plus 15 into 33 divided by total number of students is 40. So this is called cumulative average direct question. So this type of questions you can see or come across with the entire questions of averages. I hope you are able to get a clarity. So using this cumulative average formulas, there is another chapter which is there, that is nothing but allegations and mixtures. So in order to solve that chapter of allegations and mixtures, so I am just giving one practice question and we'll connect this practice question with the allegations and mixtures of the tomorrow session. So please observe this practice question. All of you make a note, no need to solve now, just take a picture of this. We'll continue the tomorrow session by starting with the discussion of this question. Thank you so much.